Hey guys, what's up? It's Shane Diesel back with you. Hope all of you had a wonderful Easter yesterday. It was an awesome day here in Ohio. We're going to be changing it up a little bit today. We're going to be taking a look at some airsoft stuff today, actually. So, you know, it's always new on this channel. So we're going to be taking a look at the Alpha 1 Hex Grenade, actually. And we're going to be using some English stereotypes today, as usual. So starting off, we are in a different spot that I usually record my videos. We are in the reloading room for today. I thought it was appropriate because the product I'm going to be bringing to you guys. It's going to be kind of a review slash vlog. I actually just received this grenade. It's the Alpha Tech Hex Grenade. Alright, so that's your preview of the grenade. I haven't had this grenade for a while, but this is a something I don't like to do. I don't like to tell you what I think about product until I've thoroughly used it. I have thoroughly used this product. I've put about 50 primers through it just to test fire it, and it's been used in a few small skirmishes around my territory. So, alright, with this grenade, I've heard mixed emotions all across the board. Got it straight from Alpha 1, and they are based in UK or somewhere in that area over there. You get the idea. I don't think people know what they're talking about when they're talking about this grenade, because I originally saw this grenade at Red Wolf TV when they're like, oh, it's a brand new product and it might be coming to the USA soon. Okay, well, it was coming to the USA before you even made that video, Alpha 1. Well, I hate to tell you, but you guys are wrong, Red Wolf, because you could have got it a year before you made that video. You tried to say that you're going to be wholesaling through Red Wolf and that'll be great for Alpha 1, but Alpha 1 has been offering them for over a year now. It's not a new product. I mean, if you call a year new, we're not talking cars, we're talking a product. So it's been on the market for a fairly long time. Now, glancing through the comments on Red Wolf TV's video, a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's the worst grenade we've ever seen. I know the guy that made it, and it was just a joke. It didn't actually work good." Really? Have you ever had one? Have you ever touched it? This is one of the simplest grenades I have ever seen, and it's one of about 3 mechanical high-end grenades on the market that fire blanks. That's after the BFG, because they've been discontinued and they're really hard to find. So, alright, this grenade right here shoots 6 primers, Winchester 209, whatever kind of primers you want to use. You can get them any basic decent sporting goods store. I happen to use Winchester because that's what I reload for my trap shooting sports, but you can use any kind of primers. It doesn't matter. Any kind of shotgun 209 primers. It also shoots 9mm blanks, which are slightly harder to come by, but they're not hard to come by at all. They're extremely cheap, and it shoots 6 9mm blanks, or if your heart desires, shoots 6 primers. And of course, these are all loaded for your viewing pleasure. I feel like this grenade has so many haters that do not know what it is. And one of the reasons why I appreciate it so much is because it's extremely innovative and it's also simple. This grenade has no complex firing systems or anything like that. It is based on an inertia system. So starting off, you have your head. Now the machining on this grenade could be a little bit better, but it works, and that's what I need. If you're going for a beauty grenade, why would you need that? Because you're never going to use it anyways if you want for beauty. Alright, so this is your head, and they do not come with orange on it. I just put that on there just for easily fine. And all this is you have your grenade head, which is right here, and you have your little steel knob here. And this is a pretty important part, and I'll show you why. So this piece rides up against that. Okay, and this piece is what goes up and down, and your firing pin is on the end of this. So whenever this is off balance, this is going to be indented, pressing this down. That's the only thing that triggers this thing to go off. So there is essentially 4 pieces to this grenade. Next, you have your actual firing pin plunger. Okay, this is what actually hits, not the spring piece, this piece. That's what actually hits your primer and or your 9mm blank. So this is it. I mean, that is all. I mean, right down there is your primer through that offset hole. That's the only thing in there. That's it. There's nothing in there to go wrong. There's not a complex way to take it apart. I can unscrew it in 5 seconds. There's nothing complicated about this grenade, and that's what makes it so user-friendly. I am lucky enough to have a machine shop at my disposal, so if something breaks, which it's extremely robust, anything in stainless is stainless steel, it's not polished aluminum, and the red is anodized aluminum. So if something were to break, it's not difficult to get replaced. It's very simply machined. I do not know the story behind this grenade, but if I had to guess it, I'd say somebody got sick of Thunder Bees. They went down to their machine shop and they made it. That's about all there is to it. Alright, so moving down to your lower piece. Yeah, see how difficult that is, guys? Wow, that was hard. All assembled. Alright, so what makes this unique is how easy it is to reload. So let's say I was to go through a room. I set on number 1. Throw it. Bam. Okay, good. Well, that primer in number 1 slot's disposed of. All you gotta do is rotate to your next one, and your next one's armed. Now, a bunch of people were bashing it for 2 reasons. One reason is because when your primer gets striked, sometimes it'll mushroom up and it won't rotate easily. Well, if you just A, muscle it, you can get to rotate, trust me. Or B, you simply unscrew your bottom a little bit, rotate it until you hear the click, tighten it back up, throw it to the next one. It's still faster than any Thunder Bee you can use. Now second off, a bunch of people were trying to rotate this without primers in it, and they were depressing your fire system. If your fire system is depressed, your plunging fire pin is always going to hit your cylinder hull, and that meaning it won't turn. So they're thinking, oh, it's binding up, I can't get it. No, it's just you're ignorant. Alright, so your bottom half is essentially probably the hardest part of this grenade. So this little wheel, it's essentially a revolver, okay? So you take your bottom piece and you just screw it on. Now that's the hardest part you're going to do on here, because every once in a while it's hard to start. It's not because the threads are bad, it's just a hard starting piece of steel. Alright, so that's essentially the overview of this grenade. Okay, now a lot of people are like, well, you gotta really get hard on the wheel because it's coming loose on me, and you know it's messing up my fire system. Okay, I solved that problem for you too. go to your nearest Home Depot, your Lowe's, or anything else you like, and find yourself a grinder tool. All right, this is what tightens the little nut on your grinder that holds the disc on. All right, just about anyone will work. This one's already bent and unusable if I were not to bend it back. All right, take your grenade. Have your little holes, and this is where gases are going to go. Take your hole, stick one end in it. If you want to tighten it, now it's backwards for you viewers, but if you want to tighten it, you go like that. If you want to loosen it, you go like that. Tighten, loosen. Yeah, you get the idea. So it's not a difficult problem to fix of it coming loose. Yeah, it's kind of inconvenient to have to carry around a tool with you, but you shouldn't have to loosen that during a skirmish. And it's extremely easy to reload. Now, the other part is a lot of airsofters are unfamiliar with real guns, and they do not know what this is. This is oil, guys. All mechanical things benefit from oil. This grenade is almost unfunctionable without oil, or in my terms it is. First thing you need to do when you get one of these from Alpha One, it took it 3 weeks to get to me. Now it might take you a little bit more if you're more west than Ohio. I don't know how it's gonna work out for you. Good luck to you. Shipping's the worst part of getting this grenade. This grenade has to have oil if you want it to function good, as I would. Now, there's a lot of key oil points on this grenade, okay? One, you're going to want to oil on the threads in your wheel. Right there. It's extremely important to oil those because if you were to use this a lot, it's going to get heated up and those aren't going to come off as easy because metal expands, okay? The other thing I would oil is all the way around here. You can see the oil glistening on it. I would oil your cylinder base, and I'd also oil the hole that your firing pin is in. I would definitely recommend oiling the inside cylinder holes because it's just a lot easier to get your primers out of them. The other thing I would oil is where I opened up earlier, where you have that plunger. You want to oil the inside hull so that your plunger moves up and down freely. And a lot of people have also mentioned, oh yeah, my firing pin isn't resetting. Okay, well, there's an easy way to fix that. Just fixed it. Or if you want to be really meticulous, you can go to the dollar store, buy yourself a flashlight, and take the spring out of it, and put a heavier gauge spring in there than that spring right there, okay? That spring right there is the only thing resetting your firing pin when your inertia system is back straight. Okay, if you want to change that back, then your inertia system will go back. But if you're afraid of it not resetting, then you're going to have to get yourself a new spring because it doesn't reset 100% of the time. That's just the way it is. I would say to Alpha One that they should probably get themselves a better spring in there to reset. But the harder spring you have in there, the harder surface it has to hit to go off. And that brings me to another topic. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I can't get it to go off and this and that. This will not go off on wood surfaces, grass surfaces, dirt surfaces, gravel surfaces. It will go off on carpeted concrete and concrete, stairs and concrete. Notice concrete is always in anything that I say they will go off. It has to hit hard surface, guys. If it doesn't, it's not going to go off. It's not the grenade's fault that you're too ignorant to throw it on a hard surface. I was very skeptical buying this grenade when everybody was telling me all these problems with it and this and that, and I was really happy to talk to Dion Franklin. He's a fellow YouTuber, and He set me straight. He uses them all the time, and I got them because of him. I'm hoping they'll change your mind as far as you guys purchasing one, because they're well worth the money. And I don't think that you should be ployed by what somebody else thinks that isn't even in your country. So anyways, that pretty much concludes what I have to say about everybody's hating on this grenade. Hope it really helped you guys out on deciding whether VTG or TRMR or Alpha 1. There's a lot of good ones out there. I got this 2 weeks before I got a VTG. This guy here. VTG is somewhere between here and SWAT. Yeah, still waiting on that. Alright, well, that should pretty well sum up everything I have to say. For all of you waiting for the fishing videos, I'm going to get back out there. I'm working on that Inception review. It's been treating me pretty well so far, so that's up to come. Hope all of you have a wonderful day. Take it easy out there.